Hello my people. So today and every day going forward, I'm going to post some YouTube videos with mini lessons, and then attached will be some MCAS questions. So that being said, 6th graders feel free to do 7th grade work, 7th grade feel free to do 6th grade work. All of the questions will be posted on Google Classroom, and I look forward to hearing from you. So I hope you enjoy my attempt at a video. Bye.
Hi everyone, it's Miss Wall. So today for 7th grade, I want to remind us of when we talked about ecosystems last week. We did talk about the difference between competition and predator-prey relationships, but I want to kind of go over it because I do have an MCAS question that I want you to try and answer at the end of the video. So this will probably be the norm going forward. I don't want to stop learning. I don't want you to stop learning. So we're going to try our best. All right. So anyway, competition versus predator prey. So first up, we've got competition. Now, we talked about this quite a lot. The cool thing about competition is that you see it a lot more often than you really think. Like, do you and your siblings compete over maybe that last cookie or that last, or maybe like mom and dad's attention? We compete all the time. Humans compete for everything. So when it comes to animals and food webs, competition, all it really means is organisms competing over the same resource. Now let me try to say in Spanish. I can't promise my Spanish is great, but I'm gonna try. Competencia, organismos que luchan por el mismo recurso. Now you can see here that we've got two elks and they're competing over something. Maybe it's a mate, maybe it's food, we don't really know, but they're competing. Now, when we look at a food web, competition or animals that are competing for something are typically on the same trophic level. So this right here is called a trophic level, and I apologize if you can hear my stylus tapping on the iPad screen, but these are called trophic levels. So you would see this would be level 1, would be level 2, level 3, and level 4. So all of these, the beetle, the grasshopper, the snail, they all eat this guy, the green plant, right? He's our producer, and they're the first consumers. Now, because they're all on the same level, you can tell that they all eat the same organism, which means that they're competing for it. So when in the MCAS question, when it asks you which organisms are competitive, you want to look for the organisms that are on the same level. Okay? Moving on. Next, we have predator-prey relationships. Now, this is something that y'all are familiar with. We talk about predators, which is an organism that gets its energy by hunting and eating another organism, which is a prey. Typically, predator-prey relationships are one animal eating another animal. If it was an animal eating a plant, that would be a consumer. So yes, predators are consumers, but when we talk about predators, we're really talking about animals eating another animal. So let me attempt it in Spanish. Depredador presa. Cuando un organismo depredador obtiene su energía cazando y comiendo otro organismo de presa. So when we have a food web, the predator-prey relationships looks totally different than the competitive one. For example, you really need to pay attention to the arrows. So you can see the arrows pointing up mean that the grasshopper eats the green plant, the spider eats the grasshopper, the owl eats the spider. The owl in this case is the predator because it's an organism eating another organism. The spider would be the prey because it's being eaten by the other organism. So the question, the $1 million question I have for you is this lovely MCAS question. It says the diagram shows part of the food web from Chesapeake Bay. Which of the following best describes the ecological relationships of the organisms in the food web? So you have to decide which relationship is competitive and which relationship is predator-prey. Now I'm gonna post this on Google Classroom. I want you to try your best. You'll use my notes to help you. And I want you to justify your answer. Tell me why. So for example, there's no E, so I'm gonna say E. I got letter E because blank. This relationship is competitive and this relationship is predator-prey. I know this because a competitive relationship is blank and a predator-prey relationship is blank. So that is all for today, my loves. I'm gonna post this question. You got this. I know you can do it. I hope you enjoyed my attempt at Spanish. I miss you all. Keep me updated on your lives. All right, sixth graders, you are up. So it's time today for your daily dose of Miss Wall. Ha ha ha. I know you've missed me. Today we're going to do a little bit of a density review because I have an MCAS question that I want you to answer. And I know that you got this. I know we've kind of beat the dead horse, which is density. However, this question will really help me understand what I need to work on and if I can move on to a new unit or not. So that being said, let's take a look at our vocab. So let me edit it for a quick second. I'm gonna attempt Spanish. Y'all are probably gonna laugh at me, and that's all right because it's Try Something New Tuesday. All right, so let's start with matter. Now we know matter makes up everything. Everything is matter. You're matter. I matter. Your dog is matter. That couch that you're probably sitting on is also made of matter. So in Spanish, materia inventa todo. Now we've got mass, the amount of matter in a substance. So you have very specific mass. Do not confuse mass with weight. Remember, if you're fat everywhere. But if you go on the moon, you're still going to be chunky, but your weight will be different. So masa, la cantidad de materia en una sustancia. Next up, we've got volume, which is the amount of space a substance takes up. So remember, volume, a pool would have a different volume than the ocean, right? It takes up a different amount of space. This is a tough one. Volumen, la cantidad de espacio que ocupa una sustancia. And then lastly, when we tie it all together, we have density, which is the amount of mass per volume. Remember, density is M divided by V. So densidad, la cantidad de masa por volumen. So let's take a look at what our question is going to be today. So this question, like I said, is an MCAS question, but I know you got this. MCAS is just a big scary test, but it doesn't have to be, right? So I'm telling you in the corner, remember, mass divided by volume is the formula for density. For example, if the mass of something is 10 grams and the volume of something is 5 centimeters cubed, we would just do 10 divided by 5 to get that the density equals 2 grams per centimeters cubed. So now let's take a look at this question. So it says the table below shows the masses and volumes of 4 cubes made out of different materials. It's important to know that they're made out of different materials, right? So cube 1 has a mass of 8 grams and a volume of 1 gram, or of 1 centimeter cubed, Cube 2 has a mass of 1 gram and a volume of 8 centimeters cubed. Cube 3 has a mass of 1 gram and a volume of 1 centimeters cubed. And cube 4 has a mass of 8 grams and a volume of 8 centimeters cubed. So you need to tell me which cube has the greatest density. Now remember, take a look at that density formula. I put it up there for you. You cannot solve this problem without doing a little math. Thankfully, the numbers aren't too hard, so I know you got this. I'm gonna post this question on Google Classroom. I want you to tell me what the answer is and how you got that answer. For example, if the answer was letter E, which there is no letter E, you would say, I chose letter E because blank. Therefore, the answer is letter D, or E, sorry. It's not D. I actually don't know. I haven't done it out yet. All right, much love. Keep me updated on your lives. I miss you all very much, and I will see you soon.